Alright everyone, welcome back to the Very Geek episode. Today we're going to talk about what's the next installment in the Dragon Ball video game franchise. Now, I know this year we just had Dragon Ball Fighterz, and then a couple years before we had Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, but the thing is, Bandai Namco, or Namco Bandai, whatever, they have to release either, I don't know, I'm not sure if it's either every year, every couple years to retain the license of the franchise. So, I just want to talk about what's the next main console game in line for the Dragon Ball franchise. Now, since 2002, I believe, they've been releasing year after year games since Budokai 1. The year after year has been Budokai 2, Budokai 3, Budokai Tenkaichi, and so on. Until I believe, 2013 they skipped, but then they came back in 2014 with Battle of Z when Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods was happening, so they wanted to promote that movie. So every year there's been a Dragon Ball Z game. So what's next? Now, personally, what I believe is that Dragon Ball Fighter as popular as it is, we're still gonna get a new game in the form of a 3D kind of Tenkaichi style. Now, the reason I say this is because, to me personally, I think they hit a high point with Fighters, and Xenoverse 2 is a great game. It's fundamentally flawed in like the online and stuff like that, but the game itself is great with its unique and fun kind of interesting time story, albeit a little bit repetitive, which is why I don't think. The thing is, I don't think there's enough content for a Xenoverse 3, even though it is a game based on multiple timelines. They can do a thing, but the thing is, how many times can you do the same story of, oh, X and Y and Z are messing with time again, so we gotta stop them again. So they can use the excuse of like Toa and Mira coming back from like different timelines or whatever. Now, that's repetitive. My thing is that they also wasted an opportunity with the whole Fuse storyline that they added in DLC Pack 4, I believe, when they added that he's, the son of Toa and Mira or whatever. So they wasted an opportunity introducing him in this game because that would have been, to me, it was an interesting to me that was an interesting the most interesting thing in Xenoverse 2 was that Fuse storyline because it was the promise of time jumping and things getting fucked up with time. It was the promise that Xenoverse 2 had, but kind of faltered because it was just kind of we're going through the Dragon Ball Z saga and then into the Dragon Ball Super stuff and GT. So it kind of faltered with that. And with Few, he messed with time. He had in the when where Goku and Vegeta were training with Whis instead of going Super Saiyan Blue. He messed them up and turned them into Super Saiyan 4s, and it was like a fun battle between that. And then you gotta fight like Ultra Instinct at the end. It was crazy, but they wasted that opportunity because they already made that a DLC. Now, Few isn't dead or defeated or whatever. He's like an anti-hero slash we don't know what his motives are. He's just doing it for fun. So, a Xenoverse 3 is a possibility, but I don't see how it can make a different story more interesting than what it already has rather than just, rehash it again. And that's not saying I don't want to see a Xenoverse 3. I would love to see a Xenoverse 3 with balanced combat, better online, better graphics, and, yada yada yada. But that's why I think the next game is gonna be a 3D Budokai Tenkaichi style. At least I would hope so, or slash my prediction. If I'm wrong, oh well, I'm wrong. They could just make a Xenoverse 3 for all I know. But I would like to see that come back because as much as I love Dragon Ball Fighters, how revolutionary it was for like the Dragon Ball style, I think that game is gonna run a long time in the fighting game community, and I think it's fun. But the thing that limits Dragon Ball Fighters is that as great as it is, there's not too much like it's controversial, but there's not too much depth in that game. Like when I play a game like Street Fighter or like Tekken, or like Persona 4 Arena, there's so much in-depth combat systems and you know things you have to do that it makes Dragon Ball Fighters look you know plain and simple. So the game is great. It's competitive. It's phenomenal. Art is aesthetic, amazing. Being flashy and everything, but that's not to say the game isn't good. The game is phenomenal. But what I think next year is going to happen for Dragon Ball Fighters, rather than getting a Dragon Ball Fighters 2, which we're not, and I don't think we'll get that until a couple years pass. What I think we are going to get is obviously a season 2 with 8 more characters, and I made a list before. I'll probably link it at the end, but whatever. Um, So I don't think that Dragon Ball Fighters will get like a sequel or whatever next year. So that's out of the question. So we already have an amazing 2D or 2.5D fighter. We have a time traveling story game, and we do have Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission or whatever, which with not an official release date, but it has been rumored slash confirmed or whatever that it is coming to the global side of the world. So, which is a big thing because Dragon Ball Heroes was never released over here in any capacity from ever. It's only been in Japan, so that'll be a great thing for us over here. So all that being said, Dragon Ball is definitely, in my opinion, gonna get a Tenkaichi style. There's so much clamor for it too. You can argue Xenoverse is the new Tenkaichi style, but I don't think it's exactly the same. Like they have similar things, but I think the thing with Tenkaichi that people loved about it is that you felt like you were in a Dragon Ball fight for real. Like you're going around, you're blasting stuff. That there is damage. You can destroy buildings. You can do so many things. Like when you powered up and everything, it felt like you were in the Dragon Ball world fighting because you have such a massive arena. You're flying around doing crazy combos, flashy attacks, you know. But the problem with that series is that it overindulged itself and then it kind of swallowed itself because Tenkaichi 3 was like 50% copied and paste characters of just with the same moves and generic moves. So that's why Tenkaichi 2 is the best one of the series because it didn't go too far. Now I think they can do a soft reboot slash an HD remaster of Tenkaichi in general, which I don't, we'll see if they do that. But what is next in the Dragon Ball world, I do think it's gonna be a 3D arena kind of fighter like the Tenkaichi games. All right, that's gonna wrap up this episode of. All right, this is gonna wrap up another Very Geek episode. I just want to do a quick video just talking about what I think is going to be the next Dragon Ball game in the franchise, because I don't think, as much as I said already, I don't think we're going to get another, Xenoverse or whatever, because I feel like they're pouring too much stuff into that game. They're still supporting Xenoverse 2 with Dragon Ball Super Broly content coming. So, I mean, Dragon Ball is at an all-time high with this movie and just in general with its massive renaissance. So, it's the thing, it's about time we do get another Tenkaichi style fighting game that, albeit probably recovers the same story as Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, the movies, whatever. So we'll see how that goes. But that's gonna wrap up. And make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new here. All my social media links will be down below. And let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think is gonna be the next Dragon Ball game? Do you think it's gonna be a Tenkaichi style? Do you think it's gonna be another Xenoverse? Let me know. Alright, everyone. Take care. Bye, guys.